Hey fellas, this is Vince Miller. I'm excited you're joining us today. Today's topic is 7 small changes to men's ministry that I think would produce big results for you. Now, before we dive in, do me a favor right now, literally right now, hit that subscribe button below so you can get notified when new videos come out in this series. And I think you're going to want to get notified so you don't miss out as a man and as a leader of men. Also, do me another favor, head over to the website today, that's beresolute.org, and do something for me while you're over there. Check out the Men's Daily Devotional. I write one fresh every day for guys just like you, and they're always short, sweet, to the point. Not only that, I think you'll really enjoy it. I think you'll enjoy it so much that you'll share it with the men that you lead as well. And with that, let's dive into our topic today, which is this 7 small changes to men's ministry that I think would produce big results for you. Now, over the 30 years that I have watched ministry change, the landscape has really changed. But I got to tell you this, the church has always faced obstacles when it comes to engaging men. This is nothing new. But we can't ignore these if we're going to continue to have an impact on the engagement, discipleship, mentorship, and mobilization of men for the kingdom. But today, the overwhelming truth is that men are really absent or unengaged in the church body. And statistics across the board say that only about 1 in 8 churchgoing men are actually involved in a small group in their church, which means about 87% are missing an opportunity for true discipleship, community, mentorship, intimacy, vulnerability, and honestly, I think we can do better than that, right? And no one would disagree, by the way, that when a man gets better, everybody gets better, right? Men who grow in their faith and in their leadership skill become, better husbands, fathers, and leaders in the church, home, and the world, right? And what church doesn't want this? And what leader doesn't want this? So we got to ask the question and continue to ask it. What is the best way to engage men? And in my years of ministry and experience in working with men, I have found that maybe our approach in today's culture might need a little bit of adjustment. It always does, right? And as I talk to churches and pastors and leaders literally every day, I've noticed a few small changes that I think have the potential to yield massive results. Thus the topic for today, 7 small changes and the principles that drive big results in men's ministry. So here is change number 1. We got to stop comparing men's ministry to women's ministry. We got to stop doing that altogether. Women and men do not function the same. I don't know if you knew that or not, but they just don't. Women, they throw an event, they throw out some food, women show up and they drop a Bible study in it and it works. But that doesn't work the same way for men. If you want big results with men, you got to think smaller groups of men. And why? Because men cluster this way. That's the way they do things. They golf in small groups, hunt in small groups, ski in small groups. They travel in small groups. This is the way men do things. Every once in a while, we like a big event. Nothing wrong with that. But I got to tell you, small groups work for men. And here's why. It's less risky for them. They have more autonomy. They can build longer-term relationships. They can dig in a little bit more. And by the way, big events are taxing on everybody. So you got to stop comparing men's ministry with women's ministry altogether because they're never going to function the same. Don't expect them to. Here's the principle. Smaller and slower is better with men. Smaller and slower is better with men. I always think this is the case. Small change number 2. Stop being overly creative in your marketing to men. Stop being overly creative in your marketing to men. And please know this. I never underestimate a man's passion for things like guns, muscle cars, football, and smoked brisket. But we can't ever let these things hijack the reason that we're getting men together. If you really want bigger results, you got to stay on mission with your marketing. Stay on mission with your marketing. Men have real needs, fellas, not just felt needs, right? Men have needs for community, for purpose, for leadership, and spiritual growth, by the way. And I think we need to go after the real need with men, which their real need is for Jesus Christ. not another catchy theme or title or cutting edge idea. Fellas, you got to focus on the why. The why is Jesus Christ, all right? The answer is Jesus Christ too, right? So here's your principle. What you win men with is what you win them to. What you win men with is what you win them to. If you win them with marketing, well, you've won them to marketing. If you win them with Jesus Christ, then you've won them to Jesus Christ. Small change number 3. Stop talking down to men. Seriously, stop talking down to men. You know, I see this happen all the time from the platform. Pastors thinking they can motivate men by shaming and talking down to them. This is the worst possible thing you can do to a man, is to talk down to him, right? Here's why. Men already feel guilty about their fears and their sin and their shame. That's why they showed up at your church. Seriously, that's why they showed up. They feel guilty enough. They're coming to be relieved of guilt, to figure out a way to understand. And when we talk down to them, they sometimes have the opposite effect on men. If you want bigger results, challenge men appropriately. Challenge them appropriately. Now, don't underestimate. I'm not saying men should not be challenged. I'm just saying you shouldn't talk down to them. They like to be challenged. Men want to be challenged. But being challenged is not to talk down to them. Challenging them is to draw them out with these, I call them small, actionable behaviors. So here's the principle. Lead men to set weekly behavior-based goals and then check back in with them. Small, actionable behaviors work. Men like that. It helps them to take the small steps that they want to take anyway. Show them how to do it. I do it in every one of my messages. You should too. Small change number 4. Stop being uncommitted to the Bible. Stop it. Be committed to the text. That's it. Men's material that is devoid of the Bible is wrong, right? They don't need more pop psychology or self-help talk. You know what? Big results? Read the Bible to men and teach them how to study the Bible on their own. Believe it or not, men want to know, read, discuss, and understand how to know the God of the Bible, not just someone's opinion on the Bible. So here's what I would do. I would focus on teaching men to discover the truth so they can find it on their own. Because by the way, they're eventually going to leave your men's group. They're going to leave your church. What you don't want them to do is to walk away from the Bible and to walk away from Jesus Christ. Show them how to get that truth on their own, and it will pour out dividends for them forever. Small change. Number 5. Stop waiting for men to show up. Stop waiting for men to show up. Too often we wait for men to just come because we think we've made an announcement in the program, an announcement from the pulpit. It does not work. You want big results? Recruit men. I know it works. You know how I know it? Jesus did it with 12 dudes. Did he not? Seriously. Jesus didn't make an announcement in the program or from the platform. He actually went out and talked to 12 guys and invited them along with them. And look at the results it paid out. It's still paying out results. It's the greatest pyramid marketing scheme of all time. And it works, right? Just resort, fellas, to recruiting men. You want big results? Recruit men. And do it face to face, right? Just face to face. Set up a coffee, set up a meal. Walk up to somebody and invite them to come. And by the way, here's a good principle for you. Recruit your best men. Recruit the men you want. Recruit the best men. Go after them. They need to be involved anyway. Small change. Number 6. Stop focusing on only mass outreach and big events. Now, what I specifically mean is we kind of need to stop trying only large-scale evangelistic outreaches that attempt to gather hundreds of men and get them all to come to a big event where we share the gospel. Is there anything wrong with that? No. But I think there's a better way with a small adjustment. If you want bigger results, better numbers, more outreach, do this. Focus on mentoring men into disciples that engage in outreach. Because by the way, every man that's involved within your ministry, every man that you're leading has a group of people that they're going to influence. By the way, they're reaching them in their environments where it's best to reach them. Equip them to do outreach on their own. This is far more efficient and scalable and sustainable over a long term, all right? This is going to work forever, by the way. It's the way Jesus did it. This works better than trying to gather men into one location for one event. And by the way, here's a good principle for you. Men are far too busy, so deploy them with mentorship into outreach rather than gather them to your own. And then small change number 7, stop talking at men. Stop talking at men. Here's what I mean. Men just sitting down to watch another 45-minute message and then have no engagement doesn't work. That's talking at men. It doesn't let them talk together. So if you want bigger results, let men talk to each other. That's it. They actually want to talk to each other when they come together. We need to let men spend more time talking and getting to know each other in community. It's essential. It's absolutely essential. So make sure with every gathering, there's small group time with pairings so that men can talk things out. Literally at your table, stop talking and let them talk to each other. Maybe pair them up in pairs or something like that, or triads or whatever it is, but let them process what they've just taken in, makes for shorter message and more engagement, and then it produces better outcomes on the other side. So fellas, these are 7 changes that I have implemented even into my men's ministry over the last few years, and they produce significant results. Try one, try a few, try all, but do me a favor, don't do nothing. What we need today are better men, and you are the leader to get them there. Share this with someone today. I love you guys. We'll see you back here next time. Till then, live all in for him who lived all in for you.